Let me just use.
All right, Mr. Fields,
Yes, sir.
how you doing this afternoon?
All righty.
Good. I'm Judge McBurney, and we're going to handle a plea in your case. Your case is 26 SC 001408. You're represented by Ms. Rios, who's here with us, and Ms. Smith is the prosecutor. Ms. Smith's going to put you under oath, ask you questions about your case and your rights. Please answer all her questions, and please let me know if you have questions at any point. Will you do that?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Smith.
Thank you. Mr. Fields, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter currently before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can lower your hand. Please state your true, correct, and legal name for the court.
Darius Fields Bernard.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Fields, your last name is not Fields?
It's Fields hyphen Bernard.
Okay. All right. You all right if we call you Mr. Fields for this?
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any medication that you would normally take that you haven't been given today?
No, ma'am.
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
I'm 38 and I made it to 11th grade and got a GED.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you need more time to discuss your case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with her services?
Yes.
Counsel, are you satisfied that your client has a full understanding of this proceeding?
Yes.
Also, do you waive the formal reading of the indictment and any and all defects in the indictment for the purposes of this plea?
Yes.
Mr. Fields, do you remember being arrested for these charges?
Yes.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Are you or your attorney aware of any outstanding warrants?
No.
Do you understand that this is a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will recommend a sentence to the court of 5 years to serve 6 months with the balance probated?
Yes.
Are you aware that the court does not have to accept that recommendation and that the court can sentence you to the maximum on this charge and run them consecutively?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that this is a guilty plea, which is permanently recorded on your criminal history?
Yes.
Do you also understand that if you're charged with a crime in the future, that this plea may be used to enhance that sentencing, including on a federal case?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on you entering a guilty plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be following a conviction from a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to serve on a jury, the right to obtain a passport, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes.
Do you also understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you cannot use, receive, possess, transport, or own a firearm, and that if you did, you could be charged with another felony offense?
Yeah.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, the right to see and hear the witnesses called to testify against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, either hired by you or court appointed if you cannot afford an attorney, the right to the presumption of innocence, which means that the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of these charges, the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, the right to present other evidence of your own and call your own witnesses, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial. Do you understand that those are the rights you're waiving by entering this guilty plea?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, are you satisfied that your client understands that these are the rights they'll be waiving by entering this plea?
Yes.
Mr. Fields, has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter into this guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
As to indictment number 26 SC 001408, how do you plead to count 1, aggravated assault?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you do not have a direct right to appeal from your guilty plea conviction? But if you believe that there's some type of error in your guilty plea, you can apply to the appropriate appellate court to request a discretionary appeal.
Yes.
Do you understand that that process must be completed within 30 days from today?
I do.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for a felony charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Fields. Your Honor, Your Honor, this case were to proceed to trial, the facts will show that on October 7th, 2025, officers of the Atlanta Police Department were dispatched to an assault call on the platform of the Art Center MARTA station. When the officers got there, they spoke with Roger Moses Jr., who advised the officers that he was hit in the mouth by an unidentified male that was on the platform at the same time as him. The victim in this case advised that his front tooth was knocked out and that his lip was swollen. The victim stated that he was aboard northbound cart when a male kept asking him, was he gay and what was he looking at? At this time, Mr. Moses, the victim in this case, told the defendant that he was not looking at him and that he was just trying to get to work. After this happened, the defendant was no longer on the scene. However, the officers were able to work with MARTA to look at the CCTV footage, and they were able to identify still pictures of the defendant in this case. They then put out a BOLO for the defendant where MARTA was able to identify him because he had previous troubles at the MARTA station with people where he was issued a 1-year suspension from the MARTA stations. At the time of this incident, he was still actively suspended and should not have been at the MARTA station at that point. After the defendant was identified as being the suspect in this case, he was arrested for the charges we have in front of us. Also, on that CCTV, they were able to see the defendant talking to the victim and also the assault. So that's why they were able to identify that the defendant in this case was the person who assaulted the victim. The defendant was eventually arrested for the charges we have in front of us. This also occurred in Fulton County. Regarding the negotiated plea between the state and defense, we've agreed to a 5-year to serve 6 months sentence with the balance probated. Special conditions of probation is for the defendant to complete an anger management course, for the defendant to stay away from the victim, even though it's my understanding that they are strangers. And also the state is asking for the defendant to stay away from all MARTA train stations. We do understand that this is a way that people get around. However, at the time this incident happened, the defendant was under an active suspension from MARTA, and to alleviate possible potential reoffenses at a MARTA station, we would just ask for the defendant to be kind of banned from any MARTA train station for the duration of the rest of his probation. And that is all from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Any contact with Mr. Moses?
No, Judge, no success with contacting me.
Okay. But your report is that his tooth was knocked out, not just that he got punched and so swollen lip or bloody lip, but he actually lost a tooth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Criminal history for Mr. Fields.
65 seconds. Got 2019 robbery, aggravated or peace officer conviction. 2011 unlawful restraint, that's a felony, you understand? Ag robbery conviction.
That's from some other state?
Correct.
Okay.
2011. 2009 unlawful possession of a weapon by a felony conviction. And 05 ag robbery conviction. This is out of Illinois.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you. Ms. Rios.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Fields is 38 years old. He's originally from Chicago. He lived here for the last 3 years. Before he was incarcerated, he was working at Amazon in a staffing agency and as a day laborer. He has one child who's 15 years old that he has been providing financial support for. I'm asking that you accept the plea as negotiated. My only concern that Mr. Fields has is that to stay away from all MARTA. That is his primary source of transportation, so that would be difficult. I understand the circumstances, but that was the only part that I told Ms. Smith that we weren't agreeing on for the negotiation. And I'm asking for his fees to be waived so he can get on his feet. He talked to me in the back when he wanted county time. I told him that you don't really have control over how that goes, but he wanted to see if it was possible for you to put something on the disposition that is supposed to be county time.
Okay. Mr. Fields, your child, male or female?
Female,
Is she in Chicago
yes,
with her mom?
yes.
Okay. What's your Atlanta or Fulton County connection?
I actually, I told you last time I came out here,
Yeah, remind me.
that I was dating someone.
Oh, that's right.
Relationship brought me out here.
Okay. Okay. When you are released, do you plan on staying in Georgia or are you going back to Illinois?
After I get off probation, I'm trying to go back to Chicago.
Okay. Your probation can be transferred to another state. If that can happen, would you move back to Chicago sooner?
Yes.
Okay. When you get out, do you have a place to stay in the metro area?
Yes.
What is that place? I don't need the address, but is it a friend's house or it's a relative or where will you stay?
It's a female companion.
A female companion. Okay. And what county does she live in?
Fulton.
All right. Is the female companion a reason that would cause you to stay in Georgia, or you would still go back to Illinois as soon as your probation could be transferred?
I think I still will go back home
Okay.
because I was back and forth anyway, but
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about anything we discussed?
not really, sir. I was just was wondering, like, would I be possible if I could be credited like 2 days for each day that I serve?
That's that whole county time thing. I don't decide that. The sheriff decides that. Okay.
So
Have you had any disciplinary issues while you've been in there?
there are no troubles, no issues.
That's going to bode well then. That's part of what they'd probably look at. Well, Mr. Fields, I find there's a factual basis for your case and your plea, and that your plea is knowing, meaning you've understood what we talked about, and voluntary. No one's forcing you to enter this plea. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Rios, can someone in my office sign the indictment for you and for Mr. Fields?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, can someone sign for you?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Fields, I am going to sentence you to 5 years to serve 6 months with a balance on probation. You'll get credit for the time you've served. Special condition number 1 is that you stay away from, have no contact with Mr. Moses. He's a stranger to you. That should be pretty easy. Special condition number 2 is that within the first month of your release on probation, you need to apply for transfer of the supervision of your case to the state of Illinois. So you got to get that paperwork going that first month. Probation can tell you what they need, police report, this and that, things Ms. Rios can help you pull together. But I want you to start that process within the first month of your probation. At the end of 6 months of your probation, you are actually going to be required to stay out of Fulton County. So you got 6 months to figure out how to get back to Illinois. If you don't do that, you got to be not in Fulton County. So 7 months in, you got to be living somewhere else. Ideally, you'll be back in Chicago or wherever you need to be in Illinois. But if not, you got to be outside of Fulton County. That's going to address the whole MARTA thing. Between now and then, You need to stay away from the Arts Center MARTA station. And MARTA may already have some restriction on you. I'm not reducing or eliminating their restriction, but my focus on getting you away from MARTA is actually getting you back to Chicago, because you told me that's where you want to be. But if you go slowly with that and you get 6 months into probation, then you will need to get out of Fulton County. Another special condition is that you submit to a mental health evaluation. And if that medical professional recommends any treatment, whether it's therapy or medication or whatnot, that will become part of your probation. And I will waive your probation supervision fees for the first 6 months. So as long as you're here in Fulton County, before you have to get out of Fulton County, there are no supervision fees for probation. Anything else, Ms. Smith?
Nothing further. Thank you.
Ms. Rios?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. Do you have that address where you'll be staying with the female companion? Do you know it?
Not by heart, but I got it in my sock.
He gave me an address.
Okay, I'm just asking because probation is going to need it. They're going to need to know where you're staying. I don't need you to get in your sock as long as Ms. Rios has it. Ms. Simpson's going to come meet with you to give you reporting instructions. I don't think you're going into state custody. I think you will finish up here. I don't decide that, but I suspect you'll stay here. So you'll be released soon, and you need to make sure you show up for probation when you're supposed to, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Wood, are you ready to go with Ms. Araldo?
Yes, sir.
Great.